Hare Krishna, on this occasion we are very fortunate to have his grace Atul Krishna Prabhuji is the president of our temple. So on behalf of ISKCON Bharat and also on behalf of India Samaj, we are invited during this Ratha festival this year. So we welcome Prabhuji by chanting one time Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
For the next 1 hour, Prabhu will be speaking on the glories of Lord Jagannath, Jagannath Leela. So let's take the blessings of Lord Jagannath by hearing his pastime. Hare Krishna. Yeah, the class will be in English.
I hope everyone is happy to hear that the class will be in English. If there are some hard things, some heartbreaking, please forgive me for that. I'm just following the order. Okay, generally before the class I say to keep your mobiles away. You know, like when we say nowadays that Pranati ki jai, we have added one more. Mobile band rakhne walon ki But now they are requesting that we should use your mobile because there is a bhajan on that sent just now. Jai Jai Jagannath, Shachira Nandan, Tribhuvane Kare Jara Charana. So are we ready to sing that bhajan? Yes. How many of you have sang this bhajan earlier? Jai Jai Jagannath, Shachira Nandan. Please raise your hands. Okay. Okay, it's Jai Jai Jagannath Shachidananda Namo Vishwapadaya Krishna Krishna Muktaye Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Vasha Deshitari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gauravani Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Is it written up there? How are you in Jagannath Yatra? On the way. Okay, Rath Yatra means everything is moving. So we sing the bhajan later maybe? Just let the mridanga comes. Okay. See, Jagannath desires. Man proposes, God disposes. Maybe Jagannath is waiting for some of his devotees to come and then sing the bhajan. So he planned it for that. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Sarvanarakunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahadana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurami Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So let us offer our obeisances to Lord Jagannath. Please repeat after me. नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने भद्र सुभद्राय जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने भद्र सुभद्राय जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने भद्र सुभद्राय जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। हरे कृष्णा। जय जगन्नाथ। We should chant loudly. Today is the day to chant Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev. Jai Subhadra. Thank you very much for chanting loudly. Jagannath Rath Yatra is a festival of love, is a festival of bhakti, devotion, as explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is a festival where we give up all our designations, where we forget who we are. Whatever position we have in this world is given up in front of Jagannath, and everyone comes together to pull the rope, to chant his name, to dance in ecstasy. And this is what is called as devotion. Sarvapabhir nirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchyate. That we give up all our designations. It was displayed in a very beautiful pastime in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. This was the time when Jagannath was staying in Gundicha temple. As we all know, Jagannath goes during the Rath Yatra. Please keep your mobiles switched off or in silent. We don't want that you pull me from Jagannath Puri back to Bahrain. Let me be Jagannath Puri while describing about Jagannath. And if anyone's mobile rings during the lecture, he will have to sponsor next Friday's Prashadam in the temple. And if you feel happy about it, then the other punishment is if your mobile rings, I will take your mobile for 3 days. That's a bigger punishment, right? Nowadays, they can stay without your wife, but not without mobile. Alright? While going out, they forget the wife, but they don't forget the mobile. So taking for 3 days is a big punishment. So please, my humble request, keep your mobiles switched off. It's become a big nuisance everywhere we go. And everywhere I have to tell you that in Naimisharani there were 88,000 sages sitting and hearing Bhagavad Katha, if all of them had smartphones, you can imagine what would have happened to Shukadeva Goswami. Right? He would have spoken 2-3 chapters on mobile, isn't it? Mobile kadapi na upyogami or something like that. But it's a wonder that Shukadeva Goswami was speaking to 88,000. Shukadeva Goswami was speaking and Shukadeva Goswami when he was speaking thousands of sages, and no sound system was there. Right? If suppose the sound system goes down right now, the person sitting behind will not be able to hear. But no, it was okay, it was not going down. I was just saying like that. So, but there, thousands of sages were hearing. How were they hearing? What was the technology? So we should understand that we have not advanced in technology. We have gone back. This Tantra Shastra technology is not for other ages, it's only for Kali Yuga. Krishna stopped Mayadana. In Mahabharata there is a description that Mayadana was about to give the technology to Arjuna. He was very happy with Arjuna. He said, let me give you the technology. And Krishna, this is for Kali Yuga people, not now. So that means you can understand how advanced we are. So anyway, for Jagannath, I was speaking that it's a festival of love, festival of devotion. So Jagannath was in Gundicha temple, and Mahaprabhu used to go daily there, every day, to have darshan. And then he would do kirtan, lot of kirtan, continuous, till they are too tired. And then they will go and take bath in Sarovar. There is Indradumna Sarovar, there is Narendra Sarovar. And they used to play there. And after that, eat prasad. Jagannath is very merciful. On all other days you have to fast, isn't it? Janmashtami you have to fast, Ramanavami you have to fast. On Jagannath Yatra day, keep eating, right, all the time. Lot of prasad is available. Because that is a speciality of Jagannath Puri. Nobody goes hungry in Jagannath Puri. It has been, it is a benediction given to Parvati Devi that no one in Jagannath Puri will go hungry and everyone will get Mahaprasad. Mahaprasad is the prasad which comes directly from the plate Krishna has eaten. That is called Mahaprasad. Everything is not Mahaprasad. We just use for everything, we use Mahaprasad. But actually others are prasad. Mahaprasad is something which is coming directly from the plate Krishna has eaten. And in Jagannath Puri is the only place where you get, Krishna eats in the pots and the same pots come out and you get to eat the same thing. So Mahaprasad is available. So I was speaking about Mahaprabhu's pastime. So this happened when they went. So they were playing, they used to play in the waters. And how they used to play, just 1-2 examples I will give. If I speak on that pastime, it's a very long pastime, just examples. So they used to jump in the water, they used to splash water at each other, and just like kids they were playing. And initially one time they went and they were just, all of them were there, and then they started going in group. Group means 2 at a time. So 2 devotees will go, they will play, and then next 2 like that. Like Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu went. Who's Advaita Acharya? Mahavishnu. Right? And who's Nityananda Prabhu? Balaram. And both of them are playing, splashing water at each other. And then of course Balaram is little powerful. Not little powerful, used the wrong word. Balaram is most powerful. Right? One time Srila Prabhupada asked his devotees in Vrindavan, who's powerful? Krishna or Balaram? Who's most powerful? So they were all sannyasis. preaching worldwide. And they started thinking what to answer because the question came from Prabhupada. See, the important thing is when somebody asks a question, who's asking is important. Right? If the same question was asked by some audience in their class, they won't even think, just answer. But here was Prabhupada asking the question, who's more powerful? So then they thought a lot and then they said, Balaram. Prabhupada said, oh yes, why? He said, because he is the source of all the bal, all the powers, everything comes from him. Yes, that's right. And then Prabhupada said, look, all the Balaram is powerful. Whom is he leaning on? He is leaning on Krishna. So Krishna is more powerful. So anyway, Balaramji started splashing water and Advaita Acharya couldn't take it. So he had to run, he had to go back. And then Advaita Acharya started speaking in such language like children, they talk each other, they start blaming, they start abusing each other. And he started telling Nityananda Prabhu, you don't know how to behave, all those things. So all this was going on. They were just playing like kids. And then there was Swarup Damodar and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. They started playing, both of them. Can you imagine who was he? Ramananda Rai, who was he? He was the governor. When he used to just go for taking bath, 1,000 people will follow him. Can you imagine his power? When we go to take bath, nobody follows us, right? I'm sure. And nobody should. So, but Ramananda Rai is going to just take bath. That's how Mahaprabhu saw him first time. And when he looked at him and he saw 1,000 people, Brahmanas chanting mantras, and so many people, he understood he is Ramananda Rai. So this was Ramananda Rai. Can you imagine the power? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was famous as a scholar, Raj Purohit. When Prataparudra came back and he came to know there is some sannyasi, so he asked Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and I've heard some sannyasi is here. He said, he's not an ordinary sannyasi, he's a supreme personality of Godhead. And Prataparudra said, because you are saying, I believe that he is supreme personality of Godhead. Just imagine what was his status. Because king said, you are saying he must be supreme personality. So one side he and other side Ramananda Rai, they were both playing like kids, splashing water on each other. Mahaprabhu was watching. So Mahaprabhu called one devotee, Gopinath. He said, please come here. He said, go and explain them. Why are they doing like this? It doesn't look like nice in public. Everyone is watching and they are great personalities. They're playing like kids. Go and tell them. Stop it. So Gopinath started laughing. He said, it's not their fault. What do you mean? He said, it's your fault. It's the fault of your mercy that makes a person so innocent like a child that he forgets everything and engrossed in Krishna consciousness. This is what is required for us. Be a child in devotion service. When you dance in front of Jagannath, when you chant in front of Jagannath, when you pull the Ratha, be like a child. Don't be childish, but be like a child. Childlike. That is important. So a devotee should have a heart of a child. A child doesn't have a designation. He's not bothered about his position. Hare Krishna. The light is on. Okay. So the child is not concerned about his position, about the place he is in, about the time. He just engrosses in play. So a devotee should have that heart of a child, innocent heart of a child. And that comes when you give up your designations, when you forget who you are, and just dance in ecstasy. And before you dance, before you perform Ratha Yatra, it's it's very important that how you can come into that mood. Mahaprabhu displayed by Gundicha Macha. Before Rath Yatra, before inviting Krishna to your heart, Gundicha Marjan is important. How to clean the heart. Mahaprabhu did it. He cleaned the temple himself. He encouraged everyone to do that. We all know the pastime of Gundicha, we are not going into detail. But how it is important to perform Gundicha Marjan first and then Rath Yatra. Cleaning of the heart so that we can enjoy the darshan. We can enjoy the pulling of the Ratha. And Jagannath is so merciful. He always blesses everyone. He's the most, you can see he doesn't even have eyelids. Right? There are no eyelids. His eyes are always open, waiting for us. Two arms stretched for you. He's waiting, calling you. Every year for Rath Yatra, I generally am in Jagannath Puri for the last many years. Every year I was in Jagannath Puri. After many years, this year is the first year that I am not in Jagannath Puri. But I feel I am in Jagannath Puri because Jagannath is here. And the enthusiasm of the devotees. It is the enthusiasm of the devotees that makes Jagannath happy. Not only the crowd. Jagannath is happy to see the crowd. But when he sees enthusiastic devotees like all of you here, he is definitely happy. So for us, it is important to understand that to worship God, to worship Jagannath, what is important? Is it important just to wear some dress? Does that make you a devotee? No. Dress is not so important. Externals are not important. What is important is your heart. Jagannath is seeing your heart. What is there in your heart? That is important. So we should understand that when Jagannath Rath Yatra we are performing, we should also remember the mercy of Jagannath. Jagannath is very merciful. Not only merciful, he cannot see his devotees suffering. The story of Ramchandra Dev, you may have heard. He was a king staying in Khurda. Khurda is near to Jagannath Puri, or 20 kilometers. So he was staying there, was a very staunch devotee of Jagannath. And but the area was being ruled by Mughals at that time. So the person who was in charge, who was ruling, so he appointed a person called Taki Khan on that area, and he was dead against Hindus. So this was the time when Jagannath was. See, in India, we have always been together. There is no problem between people of different religion, because that is what our spirituality teaches. That be together, no differences, respect each other. That is what spirituality is. So you may belong to any religion, but we should respect every religion, because every religion is based on God. They are serving God in whatever way, whatever capacity. So we should have respect for everyone. So Ramchandra Dev also was a very staunch devotee. It's there in his life that later somehow he had to suffer a lot. In fact, suffer to the extent that he was not allowed to come to the temple. And something he had done just to save the temple. Being a king, he had to do certain things to save the temple. But then it went to such an extent that they said he is not allowed to be in the temple. In fact, every Ekadashi, they offer a lamb on top of the temple in the name of the king. They stop that also. We don't want such a thing. And he was not even allowed to broom, they do it in front of the Ratha. He was really disturbed. So he used to come in the night to have darshan, because he was not allowed during the daytime. And every day night he was coming and he used to stand outside and just pray to Jagannath. Please, I want to see. And I'm not able to see. Many times it happens. All of you may be aware, in our institution, there was a sannyasi, Atul Maharaj. He also had a desire to see Jagannath, and Jagannath fulfilled his desire. Although he was not allowed to be in the temple, but then Jagannath can do anything. So this happened somewhere in 1978. All of you know that incident well, most of you who have heard this. Maharaj was, this was in 78 after Prabhupada's departure, and Maharaj wanted to go there and pray for the protection of ISKCON. So Maharaj went there from outside, he was praying, he was not allowed inside. And it so happened that he thought I should take darshan once. So he changed his clothes and he wanted to go. He went with the crowd, and he was pushed inside somehow. And he says that he was standing there and one person came and took him right up to Jagannath, and he had darshan, he could pay obeisances, and then he was sent out. So like this, many things, this thing was standing for a long time, for many days, and finally Jagannath couldn't take it. My devotee is coming and he's not able to take darshan. So he came out of the temple. Like in Ratha Yatra, he comes out because many of the devotees don't come to the temple, right? Many times we have our own issues. Even on Fridays we don't come, saying that I'm busy, right? I have this, I have that. Of course, if you do like this, then Jagannath will have to come to your house to see you. What do you want? Better you come or you want him to come? Sometimes he comes maybe unbearable for you. So he comes in different forms. Better you come to the temple. So he came out, and pujaris next day when they opened the door, they saw flowers all up to the altar. They were surprised. So there are various things like this. There is a very nice pastime of a person called Nilambar from North India. He was a staunch devotee of Jagannath. And he was a very rich man. But finally he understood. He thought, what is the point of having such riches when I can't see the Lord of my life? Many times this realization comes to us also, but that is the time when we are leaving our body. Not in the lifetime, right? In the lifetime we are busy earning money. In the lifetime we are busy with so many things. So, but it came to him and he wanted to have darshan of Jagannath. So he just started walking towards Jagannath Puri. And that was the time when you didn't have planes, when you didn't have trains to go, you had to walk through the forest. Nowadays it's so easy for us to take a flight. Okay, tomorrow is Ratha Yatra, okay, I'm going to Puri now. But that was not possible, so he walked. So he came to a point where he had to cross the river. There was no one at that time. So there was a fisherman and he called a fisherman, can you help me? So the fisherman thought, maybe he's a very wealthy man. Let me take him in the middle of the river and then push him down, take all his money, kill him. So then he started taking him, and the person realized, oh, you're going in a wrong way. Why are you taking me? Are you going to kill me? So this person said, yes, the death personified is standing in front of you. So at that time, Lord couldn't tolerate. He called out to Jagannath. Obviously, you see, this is the quality of the devotees. When they are in trouble, they call to the Lord. Simple thing, save me. That's the one who can save you, right? It's not wrong when you are in trouble to call Lord. What is wrong in that? Draupadi did it. She was in trouble, she called many times, in fact, at least 2 times we know. One time during her disrobing and the other time during Durvasana Sakshapatra. The other time also she must have done it. Yeah, she did it one more time when she was being kidnapped. So, many times. So it's not wrong that we call Jagannath Krishna at the time when we really need him, when we are in trouble. And that is what everyone does. The gopis do that. Prahlad Maharaj, did he call Krishna when he was troubled? Yes or no? Are you sure? Called. Huh? Always he's calling. He's always in trouble. He was always thinking, he was not calling. Okay, very nice. He's saying he's always calling, he's not calling. Amrish Maharaj, did he call? Did he call? When the demon was coming to kill, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam, he didn't even move from his place. He didn't call. Let God take care of it. So they are both examples. It's not that you shouldn't call or you should call. It's okay, whatever the situation. Prahlad Maharaj, of course, his qualities are really to be understood as a devotee when we speak of Prahlad Maharaj. Because Prahlad, when we are talking of calling the Lord, how he addressed the Lord, what was his quality, how Prahlad became so dear to Krishna, what was the quality? When Narad Muni starts describing about the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, he says, there were 4 sons, he says, but only he names Prahlad. Later all the names are given, but he names only Prahlad at that time. And he says, what was his quality? Mahadupasakaha. He was worshipping the devotees of the Lord. That was his quality, Prahlad's quality. Mahadupasakaha. Other qualities are given for Prahlad: Brahmanya, Shila Sampanna, Satya Santho, Jitendriya, etc. A lot of qualities. And the main quality is he had natural love for Krishna. Vasudeva Bhagavati Yasya Nesarvati Ratihi. The natural love for Krishna he had was flowing. As we have natural attraction toward material things, Prahlad has natural affection for Krishna. It's natural for us to get attracted towards material things, right? The money, the fame, the power, the position. But for Prahlad, it was Krishna. So here this Nilambar, he called out to Krishna, he called out to Jagannath, and then Jagannath came, but in the form of a soldier, and he started chastising from the banks, he started calling the boatman, please come. Otherwise I'll shoot you in shot and arrow also. And then he brought it to the next and he was saved, and somehow all these things happened. So Nilambar, when he came to Jagannath Puri, that was the day of Jagannath Yatra. And when Nilambar saw his Lord sitting on the chariot, he paid obeisances. And to such extent that he couldn't control his emotions and he left his body right there. Krishna took him to Goloka just because of his emotions, because of his bhava, because of his mood. Like we say that when we perform bhakti, we shouldn't be sentimental. We don't do bhakti with sentimental, but we should have sentiments. So we shouldn't be sentimental, but we should have sentiments. Bhava should be there. We should not be bhavuk by doing bhakti. So here what we see in the Jagannath Rath Yatra, the Mahotsav, the festival, it's a festival to bring Krishna into our hearts. That is the real meaning of pulling Krishna. Because many times we bring so many things in our heart, it is better to bring Krishna to in our heart. And Jagannath always is ready to reciprocate with our feelings, with our mood, how we behave In fact, very important element of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, what we see is the relationships amongst devotees. The loving relationship which attracted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we have loving relationship among each other, naturally it attracts Jagannath. So Jagannath's pastimes, Jagannath Leela, Jagannath Ratha Yatra is an important thing, as I was saying, for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was participating in Ratha Yatra. How was he participating? Even Prabhupada had Ratha Yatra. He was a small child and he wanted to do Ratha Yatra. Prabhupada writes that he was meditating on going to Jagannath Puri for years. He was always thinking he wanted to see the grand road. He had only heard about it. And it was not before many years that he could go there. So as a child he wanted to. Hare Krishna. See, Shukdev Goswami is not here. As soon as the mic goes, Nesh. So, Mahaprabhu, how he was participating in Ratha Yatra Mahotsav, and what was the mood of the devotees. We should learn from that. Jagannath is always ready to reciprocate with us, but it is our duty to have the clear consciousness in which we can reciprocate with Jagannath. It is not that Jagannath needs our service. It is that we need to serve. Many times people think that I am giving to Jagannath. Sometimes people say, I have, so I am giving. So I tell them it is not like that, you have, so you are giving. Because you are giving, that is why you have it. That is the meaning of that, right? So we keep giving, Jagannath reciprocates. And there are wonderful pastimes of Jagannath mentioned in various books. How Jagannath can do anything. One of the pastimes which comes to my mind is there was a pujari who used to dress Jagannath every day, turban, etc. And it so happened that the garland of Jagannath used to go to the king. And one day when the king saw the garland, it had hair in that. And he was not very happy. So he called the pujari, where did you keep this garland? This is my garland. It's not supposed to be kept down. So he said, I didn't keep it down. He said, no, you did. You didn't handle it properly. He said, no, I did. He said, no. Then how is the hair? He said, I don't know. Call the pujari who was dressing. The pujari was called. He said, how is it? He said, actually today when I was dressing Jagannath, I was meditating that in Vrindavan you have such beautiful hair, curly hair, Shyam Sundar. And here, you're like a brahmachari, nothing is there. So he was just meditating that. And he said, while I was meditating and while I was dressing, beautiful hair appeared on Jagannath. And that's how one hair has come here. King was not happy to hear. He thought that he's just trying to give excuses. So king said, okay, we'll go to the temple. If I see the hair of Jagannath, then it's fine, otherwise today is the last day for you. And this devotee had such confidence in Jagannath, he said, no problem, come. So they went to the temple, and obviously, like this, so king was sure. So king showed this pujari, show me where are the hair. And he looked at Jagannath. And as soon as he looked at Jagannath, the king saw beautiful curly hair of Jagannath. Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. He protects his devotees always. Jagannath has very beautiful pastime with Jayadev Goswami, who has written Geet Govind, and Krishna likes, Jagannath likes it very much. Every day, even today, it is sung there. He likes singing and dancing, Jagannath. That is why Ratha Yatra is for singing and dancing. There was one devotee of Jagannath who came, who started singing. He made his own kartals and then he was singing there in front of Jagannath near the Garuda's thumb every day, and he will sing and dance in ecstasy. After a few days, it so happened a big Pandit came there who was reciting Puranas very nicely. So they arranged a class, like here the class is arranged, and Jagannath temple is here, of course. It's also, I don't see the Garuda's thumb only, that's the difference, but otherwise. So they arranged a class, and he started speaking. Wonderful speaker, very good speaker, a very knowledgeable person. And then this devotee came. So he came, he didn't even notice that class is going on. And he just came, started playing kartal and started chanting and dancing. So obviously this good person, you can imagine here somebody does this, class is going on and one of you just come and stand up and start Jai Jagannath. Our security people will take you out, that's all right. So then this person told, you cannot. So he was told, you cannot do that. So he got so angry that he went to Jagannath, he threw his kartals there. He said, what is the use of singing for you if you cannot protect me? So he just threw his kartal there. He said, I'm going. So then he just left. And then Jagannath came in the dreams of the king and he said that I want that person to do kirtan here. Stop this class. The class they can go and do it in front of Lakshmi Devi. She is interested. I'm not interested. Okay, so go and do the class there. Here it should be kirtan. Till today, it is a rule. In the temple, no class system. Classes are done in Lakshmi Devi's temple. Go and recite Puranas there. Here, Jagannath just likes to hear kirtan and dances. So Jayadev Goswami has written beautifully Gita Govindam, and many songs are there which are sung. We also sing one or two songs from Gita Govindam, Shita Kamala Kucha Mandala here. So when he was writing Gita Govindam, at a place where he was writing, he kept on writing, and he wrote something which was like, Krishna is holding the feet of Radharani. So he wrote it and then he said, did I write something wrong? How can Krishna do this? She's a devotee, right? So then he cut it. But then it was written again. So then he was asked to recite his Gita Govinda in front of all the scholars in Jagannath temple. Jagannath was there, all the scholars were there, and he was reciting Gita Govinda. He came to that line where he had to say that Krishna is massaging the feet or holding the feet of Radharani. He thought, I'm speaking in front of all these scholars, what will they think about me? What kind of a person is he? So he skipped that line, went to the next one. As soon as he did, Jagannath started shouting from the altar, he's a cheater, stop him, stop him. And everyone was looking, what happened to him? He said, he skipped one line, ask him to listen. Tell him, I want to hear that. So then Jayadev Goswami went to Varanasi, because he became famous as Gita Govinda, so they called him there. So in Varanasi, all the big scholars were there, and he was reciting the same thing there. And then he thought, okay, Puri mein to Jagannath ji was there, but now, I cannot say this. So he skipped again that line. As he skipped, a brahmachari stood up from the crowd and started shouting, he's a cheater, he's a cheater. He said, what? He said, I was in Puri when he was reciting, and he didn't recite this line. So ask him to recite. So he had to recite again. And then that brahmachari came close to Jayadev Goswami and told him, I like to hear it. Please keep reciting in front of me. Jagannath he has a lot of pastimes with devotees, even within ISKCON, and practically with everyone. I think all of you who have gone. How many of you have gone to Jagannath Puri? Please raise your hand. And how many of you have participated in Ratha Yatra? Oh, very few. It's a wonderful experience to go for Jagannath Ratha Yatra. You don't know how many people are there and who all are there. Who's who? Everyone is there, right? All the demigods are there. They come. It is said that Jagannath Puri, when the Ratha Yatra is there, all the demigods come. Of course, they don't come in their original form, but they change the form and they come to pull the Rath. That's why you see, on the day of Ratha Yatra, thousands and thousands, lakhs and lakhs people come. But next day you see everyone, oh, the whole Puri is empty. The grand road you can walk alone. You can take a morning walk there, no problem. But on that day, you cannot even reach grand road. Thousands, lakhs. Yesterday we saw, so most of you must have seen the videos, so many people come. So Jagannath has with everyone, he has a special relationship. He makes everyone feel special, and then he brings him back also to his normal position. So, one of the incidents I shared with you last time when I was here, I remember, but most of you may have forgotten, so I'll speak it again. I had just joined the ashram, so we went for a Yatra, 2,000 devotees. We went for a Yatra in Jagannath, Puri. This was my first time in Puri. Before coming to ISKCON, we hardly hear about Jagannath, right? I mean, those who are on Odisha, Bengal side, they are fortunate, they know. But most of us who are from north side, we hardly hear about Jagannath. So, this was the first time I went to Jagannath Puri. And so we were told that, okay, get ready and all of us will go together. But you know, when you are new, you are over-enthusiastic. So whatever you are told, you never do that. Right? So I was one of them. So when we were told all of us, but I wanted to go first, I said, so I got ready and I rushed without waiting for others to come. So I rushed and I went to the temple. I was very excited, going to take darshan of Jagannath and going to Jagannath temple first time. So I rushed inside, I was going. As soon as I entered, a panda came in front of me. And I was coming and he came and he told me to wait. And then he put a garland in my, he put a garland across me. I was like, wow. I was thinking I am a pure devotee of the Lord. The Lord has sent him to welcome me, right? What else can be there? That's what I had heard in the classes, that pure devotees. I said, oh, maybe I am a pure devotee of the Lord. He has given the garland. Not only that, he took some sweet, he had some prasad and he forced it inside my mouth. Eat it. And I was saying, no, I don't take sweet. No. Shh, inside. I was thinking, this is really, Jagannath knows me, right? Who else can be treated like this? Such a nice welcome. We had been to many temples, we had to stand in queue, we had to ask, can you go and say, here, such a nice welcome, garland and sweet. Wow. And then he told me, Paisa. I said, Paisa? पैसा नहीं है, ब्रह्मचारी। पैसा नहीं है, ब्रह्मचारी है। वो गार्लैंड वापस निकाल दिया उसने। सारा प्योर डिवोशन चला गया। We were thinking, okay, I was like pure devotee and all, but it happens with everyone. I came to know later. This is a normal rule the pandas do with everyone. But that time I was thinking, okay, it's happening with me. Jagannath is really, really merciful. He has had, like Mahaprabhu's Leela. I'm sorry.
We have to go for budget. So, 11 we have.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the time. Okay. This is what, when you speak about Jagannath or when you speak, I don't know how it came to me for the time, asking for the time. Maybe Jagannath's arrangement, right? So he wanted me to stop. So, okay, just to conclude, I thought of taking some more pastimes from Mahaprabhu's Leela. But just to conclude that, as I begin, I said that when we want to do devotion, we should give up all our designation. So when we are in front of Jagannath, when we are pulling the rath, we shouldn't think who we are. I am so and so, I am such a big personality, I am such a wealthy man. Who can be wealthier than Krishna? Right? 20,000 people are serving daily to Jagannath. Tell me one rich man in this world who needs 20,000 people for bathing, for eating and for dressing. This is what happens to Jagannath, right? So just for this, 20,000 people are there. Tell me any rich person who has his 20,000 personal servants, right? So we should give up all our designation and we should serve with full heart, and that will please Krishna. So now we'll sing this bhajan which we were supposed to sing in the beginning. Jai Jai Jagannath Shachirandan Tribhuvane Kurjar Charanandan. Jai Jai Jagannath Jai Jai Jagannath Jai Jai Jagannath Shachirandan Tribhuvane Kurjar Charanandan Jai Jai
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Jai